When I first started on my modular journey on July 12, 2021, I had absolutely no idea what I was doing, nor what I was getting myself into. Clearly, this was not going to be some simple thing to try out and abandon in a month or two, which is generally the maximum length of my attention span, with anything, humans included. As I have stated numerous times, modular literally kicked open the door for my creativity in many more ways than just generating noise or music with random chaos in my tracks. It has inspired many new songs or rhythms or melodies or leads or progressions, not only things I have never considered before, but also waking the sleeping dragon within me, where I haven't been musically creative in over 20 years. Modular has been such an exciting learning experience, I almost cannot help but get back into the songwriting habits I lost so long ago. Not that any of them are any good, but they're fun, and at this point in my life, that's all that really matters. My musical journey started a very, very long time ago, but I will not bore you with that now. I'll save that for another time. But referencing about 14 years ago and forward, building a home studio and performing with friends and discovering this modular magic is where we are today. Let me quickly recap the VisionsMusicGroup YouTube channel's lifespan, in case this is the first video you are seeing. On this very day of this recording, August 22nd, but back in 2012, I was kicking off the VisionsMusicGroup.com website, which is 12 years old today, and I needed a place to store live studio performances since streaming them from my home computer wasn't very performant. A friend suggested I use YouTube as an extended hard drive, which sounded brilliant. I had not used YouTube as a content creator prior to this, so I tested this theory by uploading my first public video on June 2nd, 2013, after seeing a friend play at a local venue and wanted her to see the performance. The remote YouTube video embedded nicely into WordPress, so I was set. Since then, hundreds of JamFest videos have been uploaded and stored unlisted for nearly 10 years. They weren't for the general hater public, they were just for us and made accessible via the VisionsMusicGroup.com website. That is, until September of 2021. On September 22nd, my birthday, of 2021, I had 11 subscribers. After 9 years, most of those were family and friends of musicians attending my annual Jam Fests on Memorial Day weekend. But on that day in September of 2021, I uploaded my first batch of 7 modular videos just to sniff things out. And imagine my shock when I started seeing people finding the videos and subscribing to this channel. That was totally unexpected, but honestly it felt pretty amazing. By the end of 2021, this lonely little 9-year-old channel had 30 public videos and 170 subscribers. That was just amazing to me. The year 2022 saw me continuing my modular journey and regularly posting sonic experiments, which was the result of generative music sessions, usually after talking about a specific module. It was a ton of fun in 2022 to work with modular and create music. So much so that in September of 2022, 1 year into my modular journey, I created my first Bandcamp account and released My Modular Journey Volume 1, a collection of sonic experiments. While my YouTube subscriber count rose by another 600 by the end of the year, keep in mind, I am not self-promoting out there anywhere. I'm not going to forums or chats, and I barely talk about my modular journey on Facebook or even with my friends. So all of these people are here because they actually want to be. That is so cool. 2023 had a rough start, as I mentioned in the conclusion video. Lots went wrong that year, from burnout to battling Content ID to being invaded by flying bugs and barking dogs to being gifted with COVID and also achieving a lifelong dream of owning a grand piano. And 2023 ended on a high, getting back into modular, releasing 2 more Bandcamp albums in 2023, and making some major decisions for the coming new year. 2023 also gifted me that 4,000 hours and 1,000 subscribers threshold needed to become a YouTube partner. This year so far has been obnoxiously busy. I have focused these first 8 months finishing off some long outstanding projects like the How I Do series and the Modular Case Design series of films I've been wanting to do for years, and a veritable shit ton of personal life stuff going on that I won't really talk about yet, that have been keeping me so extremely busy and exhausted and truthfully not feeling 100% for some time. I guess that's what happens when we get old. Becoming a YouTube partner in February of 2023, it took until December of 2023 to rack up that first $100 to break the threshold and get paid. I turned right around and paid for YouTube Premium, which was the plan all along. I mean, hey, if my videos earn me some extra cash, why not pay it back to the platform that's allowing me this opportunity? Plus, no more ads for me. Woohoo! And interesting, to me at least, it took 10 months to get paid the first year, but now it's only taken 6 months to break the threshold in 2024. So maybe things are picking up. I'm not really a fan of ads, though I do understand why YouTube runs them. I mean, how else can they afford to pay for this platform? My experiment with ad revenue is for one purpose, and that's to see if this dream can fund itself via subscription fees and pro-level Bandcamp, CD Baby, or DistroKid, etc. If the YouTube platform and the revenue I earn when I start selling my music can actually fund itself, then I lose nothing but the precious, valuable time I have left on this earth creating music. Which honestly, what else do I want to do? Nothing. Maybe sleep. As for what's to come for the remainder of 2024, I have some plans, but I am extremely busy in the real world right now, so I can only fit this stuff in where I can. I want to wrap up these how I do's, and I have one more modular case build planned for this year for the AJH Synth mini-mod system, and then I want to get back to the remaining 18 or so modules that have come in since February of 2023. Yes, that's more than a year and a half ago. Sorry about that. But on that note, I want to talk about NetZERO for a bit. And this is a loose interpretation of NetZERO, by the way. I made a firm decision at the beginning of 2024 that I was done buying hardware modules. And if I did find something that I liked, that meant something of equal or greater value had to go, aka NetZERO. While I have sold off a number of modules and gear that I'm not using, I haven't quite achieved NetZERO yet. And there are a number of items on the 2024 list that I plan to acquire. Some of them are here already, but there literally is nothing of equal or greater value that I want to get rid of at this point. I'm to the point where I kind of love every single piece of gear I currently own and legitimately use them all. I do not love them just for the sake of convincing myself to keep them. Adopting a NetZERO philosophy and actually sticking to it can really help with the flare-up of gas, but again, you have to be disciplined enough to stick to it. Me, I find it's always helpful to set another long-term goal that serves as a harsh reminder, no, you do not need that random gadget more than you need to reach that long-term goal. We'll see how NetZERO works for me in 2024. So far, not so good. Though 2024 did start out great. An example of this working was I wanted to buy the Behringer UBXA synthesizer just because. But I couldn't spend $1,199 on it until I offloaded something of equal or greater value. So I sold my mutable instruments collection, all except Platts, and a few other modules I wasn't using or did not fall in love with, and that income was more than enough to buy the UBXA, as well as some replacements for the mutable instruments modules. The rest sits in an account until the next thing comes up that I cannot possibly live without. There's one more thing I wanted to ask you guys about. Have you heard content creators talking about evergreen videos? I have never heard that term before, but I think I understand it. These are videos that continually bring in views month after month, year after year. Let me show you an example using my tiny channel here. My System 100 video from 2 years ago is shockingly at over 17,000 views. It continues to be the most viewed video on my channel. Monsoon, the granular episode, is second at over 12,500. But then things do drop off dramatically, though still a surprising 10,000 views for Instro Looper, which I haven't even owned for 18 months, Varoma Melodicer, the stochastic pattern generator, and the Mutable Instruments Veils, a quad VCA, which was a terrible, terrible video, and I don't even own that anymore, although I do have cloaks now. By the way, all of these view counts I'm so damn proud of are fake news, really, because the average view time of that 17,000 views is like 2 minutes, and it's an hour-long video, so don't think I'm all that proud of these view counts, although I am thankful, I suppose. I will be living the dream when the day comes that one of my original music videos becomes evergreen, but so far that has been pretty disappointing. As a songwriter, composer, and singer, how disinterested the general public is in the music side of YouTube content creation. Viewers do love reviews and walkthroughs and tutorials, but if my own statistics are any proof, the sonic experiments here do not get much love at all. And I don't mean watch hours, I mean even views. So that algorithm is clearly not representing the content as much as talkie videos, it seems. Oh well, it is what it is. Speaking of original music, I have some plans there too. For Bandcamp, I haven't really pushed that much here. There's links in all the videos, but whether you click on them is up to you. I'm planning in 2024 to produce some single-track, long-format generative music involving both modular and my vast synth and VST collections, if the coming year is good to me in both health and wealth. As of mid-August 2024, this is an update. This hasn't even been possible yet, so this goal will definitely slide into 2025, if I ever get to do it at all. I want to expand my sonic palette beyond just modular bleeps and bloops. Though I have said that for 2 years now, I do wind up focusing mostly on modular because it is just the most fascinating thing when you plug stuff in and magic flows into my ears. Usually at the start of every year, I have tons of plans. All of what you just heard was originally scripted towards the end of 2023, and here we are into August of 2024. That's over half the year gone already. I'm predicting I will get 10% of this list done this year if I remain as busy offline as I have been the last 12 months. I am hopeful that most of you wonderful people will still be around as I continue to slip a video in here and there, because none of these are easy, unfortunately. They all take time, and this is a commodity I seem to be lacking these days. I also have a ton of music projects that I'm juggling at the same time, as well as that major real-life drama that I will not talk about yet that consumes 90% of my free time currently. I wish these videos were easier to make, but anybody who creates intentional content knows this is quite a task. Scripting, rehearsing, recording, performing, editing, gathering the media and bits necessary for the editing process. If scripting takes 2 hours, recording takes 4 hours, editing takes no less than 16. And I have about 1 spare hour a day available right now. And it's 400 degrees outside, so it's really hot in the studio recording this voiceover right now. So I hope you can see why I've slowed down a little bit here on YouTube. So let this be the introduction to yet another season of my modular journey, where I plan to talk about why I bought a specific module and how I plan to use it. I think I'm going to start with the Dofer Dark Time, because I need this for the next episodes where I finally get to talk about the mini-mod setup that I purchased. For a sneak peek, the rack you see here contains mostly the new stuff from Season 4. Starting with Performer here in the center, my last sequencer that I purchased, the Qubit stuff over here, the replacement for the mutable instrument stuff, Kara, Nano Rings, and Veils, the big noisemakers, Sophia, Odessa, and Benjalin version 2 here, some new make noise stuff including maths and pressure points, the new URA version, the Ultra Random Analog Redux. I've got the Oct expander down here that goes with my old Oct. I have a Delta 5 function generator. I have the Volt Freak, which I am so damn excited about. It took me 2.5 years waiting for this to come out. I finally have my Volt Freak. I have the Modular Maritime Deca voltage gate generator because I needed some manual triggers in my life, so that's why Pressure Points is here too. And then the newest kid on the block, like just from a couple weeks ago, is way down here, my first ever noise engineering module, the Univer Inter MIDI CV converter. And this is the last one I'm going to try. We're done with MIDI into modular if this doesn't work. So with that, check out episode 1 here, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and take care, everyone.